let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these vintage Porsches, 3 Abarths, 2 550 Spyders, and an RSK, all the way from the United States. It's obviously a unique experience. I don't think it ever has been attempted with cars of this vintage, but these cars, as valuable as they are, they need to be driven.
Driver meeting 5 minutes in the front of the hotel on the portico. Okay, everybody, we're gonna get started because I want to stay on time. It's the start of the great tour, the great adventure.
Our goal is to get to St. Moritz today, a beautiful ski area in Switzerland. We're going over a fantastic pass right away, about an hour from here, and that will be our first point.
Rain driver took a photo of you guys?
Yes, oh, he was. He was taking photos of all the cars. Yeah.
Gas stop.
Getting her primed up there.
How's the noise?
It's good. I have earplugs.
Okay, very important in a classic.
It works great.
Turn it on?
Yep.
So Dieter is the maestro that had a company called Andile, which tuned motors for Porsche, 550s and RSKs and R61s. And so when he touches a car to tune it, there's really no equipment. It's a hand, it's an ear, it's like a doctor feeling your lymph nodes. And it's just natural. It's like somebody training a horse.
One circuit is a little sluggish. One circuit works good, so I think it's just a matter of a foul plug.
Yeah.
And then let's see if we can clear it out.
Some people have it, they're the horse whisperer. Dieter is the Porsche whisperer.
So we are in some town just north of Lake Como, but we're only about 30 kilometers, 20 kilometers from the top of this super cool pass that we're going to run today. So now we're out on the open road from here on, so should be good. We can let the things roll.
We're having a wonderful day. Cars are fantastic to experience them. You know, I think like they were meant to be driven, like they were intended to be driven. So these hairpin turns, you're down in first gear and steering just as hard and tight as you can to get through them. It's tough. It's some challenging driving. Flying airplanes is challenging, playing football is challenging, but they're fun, right? You know, when I say it's challenging, it doesn't mean it's not fun. Of course it's fun. Of course it's fun.
The road was smooth as silk, and we had lots of nice twists and turns and switchbacks. And then the hillsides were so unbelievably pretty. Looked like the Emerald City.
Day 2. So we're going to try to beat the rain here and weather, but we're going to see spectacular sights. Since we're already at altitude, we're going to go across the Bernina Pass and actually go down the back side of it.
Great.
We may stop up at the top, just if there's a beautiful place to stop, we'll look at it. So enjoy.
beautiful. Hearing the water run off behind the rocks. It's unbelievable. I mean, being out here, this group of guys and men and women and the cars and the team. I mean, this is why we have the cars.
4.5 hour drive time today, and towards the middle of the drive we'll start hitting the wine country and driving through the vineyards on the way to Baden-Baden. Today we are almost finished with the tour, and Bob Denson and his Carrera Abarth had a transmission failure. So
the Abarth transmission or any 356 transmission is not a common thing.
But we weren't going to quit and say, oh well, the tour's over. And Jeff actually contacted Grant Larson, the prolific designer at Porsche, and Grant said, oh absolutely, I've got an SC Coupe, why don't you just borrow the transmission out of that? And he said, well, it worked. I said, absolutely. And this morning we got up at the crack of dawn and went over there, and we did a transmission swap with Dieter as an offer. And 4 hours, we did it in 4 hours. So it's just been a remarkable day to see Bob driving his car, kind of finishing the tour. We're gonna go to Stuttgart to finish the tour, so Zuffenhausen. It's gonna be special. So
when it came down to it, like it ended up being the Porsche community that came together, you know, somehow got to Grant Larson and all that, and they came together and helped us out. And if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today driving it again at all. So
You're buying tonight?
Yes, I'm buying tonight.
We'll put it on his room.
When you're in the places where the car performed in the late 50s and early 60s, it brings to me a little extra meaning. And nobody other than us are driving period cars like this in the real world.
We are very pleased to have amazing clients that really love and admire the history of these cars and what they were built for and meant for. So instead of being stagnant pieces, they are out here to drive them in any and all conditions.
All four of these cars are probably back in Germany for the first time since they were born here. And in the case of the Carrera Abarth GTLs, that was 1960-61. So when you think about that, that's now 60 plus years later. And for us, it's an honor, but it's also a thrill to be able to drive these pieces of Porsche history.
We're going to end at Stuttgart at the original Porsche factory museum and basically bringing the cars back home where they started from.
But being with a bunch of guys who feel the same way, I mean, Bob Ingram just left a major Concours, maybe the most prestigious Concours in the world. And he immediately put his car on the road and started enjoying it. You know, that's an attitude and a belief that's not prevalent. But it's what we enjoy doing, it's what this group of people enjoys doing, and we love doing it together. So it's just, you know, it's a great experience.
The driving is spectacular. The food is spectacular and the company is the best. You've got 24 people sharing the same feelings and the same excitement and enthusiasm. And watching the cars in front of me is quite like an orchestra. It's pretty special.